let's talk about a few mistakes that are being made when people are turning or spinning, which is causing them to lose balance. If you are one of those people, try and take apart your turns. Maybe look in a mirror, take a video, and figure out which mistake it is that you are making. Number one, we have locking your knees. When you lock your knees, you're entirely relying on your skeleton. Now, when I'm walking around, when I'm doing different activities, my knees are never locked. They always have a little bend to them. And the reason for that is because your body makes micro adjustments to support the body, to support the knee, to support the skeleton, so that when I'm moving, I'm not just going to be toppling over all the time. I'm going to be using these little micro muscles, these micro tensions in the muscles to be able to support the activities that I'm doing. The same applies for when you're turning. Too often people turn, they immediately lock their legs, and when they turn, they then will fall because you're relying on just this one straight skeleton to turn you, rather than getting rid of that lock and allowing your knee to make the micro adjustments to help you keep your balance. Also, when you lock your knees, or any joints for that matter, you are more likely to cause injury. Just think of those gym fail videos where someone is on the leg press machine and locks their knees. I don't need to say anything more. So what to do instead is to have a soft bend. So instead of being completely locked, unlock, and then utilize that range of motion and more in order to move through your movements, through your basic steps, your turns, whatever it is that you're doing, making sure you have a soft bend. And this also applies to even when you are elongating your frame, you're elongating your body, whether that's to speed up your turn or to create a specific shape, you still need to make sure that your knees do not lock. So always a soft bend. Okay, next up we have looking down. So you might be perfectly aligned, your knees have a soft bend, but as soon as you look down, you are taking yourself out of balance. Why? Just think back to your physics class, okay? I'm gonna put that image up. Now, here we have this bus that is deciding whether or not it's gonna topple over based on its center of gravity. Now, the head is quite high up and it is heavy. So as soon as you take that down, you're changing your balance and your center of gravity to be outside of your base, and therefore you're more likely to topple over. So by just keeping your chin up, keeping your spine straight from here all the way down, you're more likely to stay aligned and not to stumble. So we just want to make sure, always think, is my head stacked across my spine as I am turning? Number three, and this is kind of similar to the number two, but it's not just with your head down. Your head could be straight, but as soon as you start aiming down, like diagonally down, that's where you're sending your energy. So if you're sending your energy in that direction, down is where you will go, okay? So when we are turning, you want to think about sending your energy in a circular motion. So we don't aim down, we aim circular. The other thing is that when you are aiming down, you are more grounded, you're more into the ground. And this tends to slow you down because you're using the downwards energy, right? Using gravity, using downwards energy, using the ground. When you're more grounded, it tends to slow you down. So if you're slowing down at the start of the turn, it doesn't really make for a smooth turn. So what you want to think about is lifting your core. So don't aim down, aim circular, and then lift your core from here upwards. We're lifting up, not locking your knees though. We're lifting up from here, engaging your core, good posture, head stacked, and then we begin our turn. Next up, and this is another alignment issue, but it's when you send your weight towards the heels, towards the back. When you send your weight backwards, as you finish the turn, you will start to stumble. Quite often people will send their weight backwards a little bit to try and counterbalance the forward momentum to help with their balance, but then when they start to stop, because their weight is backwards, they're more likely to stumble. There are also fewer muscles towards the back of the foot, which can help the engagement into the ground to stop you from falling. So when you are spinning, if you keep your weight to the middle, preferably the front middle, and if you're a professional dancer, on the very balls of your feet, if you keep it forward as you turn, you're less likely to stumble. And finally, and this is a very common thing that people do, and sometimes they don't know they're doing, it's like scooting yourself round. I've exaggerated in this video, but it even happens on a micro level where we're scooting ourselves around and we're using our feet to turn instead of using our core to turn. So when we turn with the chest, we don't scoot ourselves around. And the thing is, whilst scooting does generate momentum, it ends up generating it in a diagonal fashion, whether that's down or up, but it's diagonal. So it's not on this axis, it's the circular motion that we're trying to achieve. We're kind of just scooting in the way that our foot has gone. So what we want to do is not scoot. We want to start the turn from engaging our core and squeezing our thighs together, using the momentum that's generated from this motion rather than this scooting motion. There is, of course, a lot more to turning, to be honest, than that, and I'm already thinking of a couple of other of the things that I can put in another video, which is like 5 more tips. But hopefully this was giving you a starting point to figure out why you keep losing balance in your turns, your spins, especially if it's like a double turn or a fast spin. I'd love for you to be part of my new bachata community, my new mailing list, which will be linked in the first comment. Through that, I will share lots of tips, just like this video, and lots of information that will help to improve your bachata journey, but also give you some inside information on some other interesting topics, all bachata related. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope this is helpful, and I'll see you in the next video, which will pop up right here. Bye!